Does your cat actually love you? Not like you, not tolerate you, not just stick around because you fill the food ball every morning. Actually love you. Most owners assume the answer is yes, but the truth is, cats don't love the way we expect them to. They don't wag their tails when you walk in, they don't jump into your arms, they don't make it easy for you. So how do you know? How do you know if your cat has crossed the line from comfortable housemate to genuinely, deeply, unconditionally bonded to you? There are 5 things, only 5. And cats who truly love their owner will do every single one of them. Not because they were trained to, not because they want something, but because something inside them chose you on a level most people never get to see. Let's start with the one that hides in plain sight. 1. They show you their belly without wanting you to touch it. You've seen it before. Your cat rolls over, stretches out, and shows you their entire belly. Paws in the air, eyes half closed, completely exposed. Most people take that as an invitation. They reach down, they go for the rub, and then the claws come out. So what was the point? Why show you the belly if they don't want you to touch it? Because the belly wasn't an invitation, it was a confession. A cat's belly is where every vital organ lives. In the wild, no cat would ever willingly expose that area unless they had made a very specific decision about the being in front of them. Showing the belly is the single most vulnerable position a cat can put themselves in, and they're doing it in front of you. A study published in Applied Animal Behavior Science found that cats who displayed ventral exposure, belly-up posture, in the presence of their owner did so as a signal of trust, not as a request for physical contact. The behavior was significantly more common in cats with secure attachment bonds.
That means your cat isn't asking for a belly rub. They're showing you the one part of their body they protect from the entire world and saying, I don't need to protect it from you. Think about what that actually costs them. Every instinct they have says keep this hidden, guard it, never let anyone near it. And yet, there they are, belly up, eyes on you, choosing vulnerability over survival because of how they feel about you. If your cat does this, don't touch the belly, just look at them. Maybe offer a slow blink. Acknowledge what they just gave you, because what they just did was the cat equivalent of saying 3 words most humans struggle to say out loud. And if that one surprised you, wait until we get to the last one, because there's one thing a cat will only do for the person they love most in the world, and it happens so quietly that most owners miss it their entire lives. 2. They bring you something disgusting and wait for your reaction. You wake up in the morning, you swing your legs off the bed, and there it is, a dead mouse on the floor, or a bird, or a bug that's been half chewed. Or if your cat is indoors only, maybe their favorite toy placed perfectly at your feet like an offering. Most people scream. Some are disgusted. A few just sigh and grab a paper towel. But here's what you need to understand about this moment. Your cat didn't make a mess. Your cat just gave you the most meaningful gift they know how to give. In the wild, cats only bring prey to 2 categories of beings: their kittens, who can't hunt for themselves, and their bonded companions, who they consider part of their inner circle. Researchers studying feral cat colonies observed that prey sharing was one of the most selective social behaviors in feline groups. Cats did not share food randomly. They brought it specifically to individuals they had strong, established bonds with. The act of carrying prey to another being instead of eating it themselves is a genuine sacrifice in the animal world. When your cat drops that mouse at your feet, they're not showing off, they're providing for you. In their mind, you're a terrible hunter. They've never once seen you catch anything, and so they've taken it upon themselves to make sure you're fed. That's not instinct running on autopilot. That's a cat who cares whether you eat. And here's the part that should stop you. They don't just drop it and leave. Watch closely next time. They place it down and then look up at you. They're waiting. They want to see your reaction. They want to know if their gift was enough. If you scream and throw it away, something registers. They don't stop loving you, but they notice. And over time, some cats stop bringing gifts entirely. Not because the instinct died, but because the offering was never received. So next time, no matter how gross it is, take a breath, look at your cat, say thank you, then quietly dispose of it when they're not watching. That small act of respect means more to them than you'll ever know. And before we go further, if this is changing the way you see your cat right now, hit like and subscribe. It helps us reach more cat owners who actually want to understand what love looks like through their cat's eyes. 3. They follow you into the bathroom and refuse to leave. Let's talk about the weirdest thing your cat does that is actually one of the most meaningful. You get up, you walk to the bathroom, and before you even close the door, your cat is there, sitting on the floor, staring at you, making absolutely no attempt to give you privacy. Most people find this annoying. Some think their cat is just being nosy. A few lock the door and hear tiny paws scratching at it from the other side. But here's what's actually happening in your cat's brain during this moment. When you go into the bathroom, you're entering a small enclosed space and closing the door. To your cat, you just disappeared into a confined area where they can't see you, can't hear you properly, and can't get to you if something goes wrong. That triggers something deep. Cats who are genuinely bonded to their owners experience what researchers call separation-related behavior. A study published in Current Biology found that cats form attachment bonds with their owners comparable to those formed between human infants and their caregivers. When separated, even briefly, bonded cats showed signs of distress that resolved immediately upon reunion. Your cat isn't being clingy. They're not trying to watch you, they're standing guard. They've positioned themselves between you and the door because in their mind, this is when you're most vulnerable. Small room, no escape route. Someone needs to keep watch. And the fact that they refuse to leave, even when you shoo them, even when you close the door and they sit on the other side waiting, that's not stubbornness, that's devotion. They've decided that wherever you go, especially into small, enclosed spaces, their job is to be there, not because they need you, because they've decided you need them. 4. They slow blink at you when nothing is happening. This one is quiet, so quiet that most owners have no idea it's even happening. You're sitting on the couch, maybe watching something, maybe scrolling your phone, nothing interesting, nothing emotional, just a normal, boring moment. And your cat, from across the room or from the other end of the couch, looks at you and slowly closes their eyes. Not a sleepy blink, not a half-conscious drift, a deliberate, controlled, slow blink aimed directly at you during a moment when there's absolutely no reason to do it. That right there might be the purest thing your cat will ever give you. The slow blink has been studied extensively. Researchers at the University of Sussex confirmed in 2020 that slow blinking is an intentional communication signal between cats and their owners. Cats who received slow blinks were more likely to approach and showed measurably lower stress levels. But here's what most articles and videos leave out. The study also found that the most significant slow blinks weren't the ones that happened during interaction. They were the ones that happened during nothing, when no food was involved, when no petting was happening, when no one was trying to bond. A slow blink during silence with nothing to gain and no reason to perform is a cat expressing something they can't fake. They're not responding to stimulation. They're not reacting to your energy. They're just looking at you and feeling safe enough to close their eyes. In the animal world, closing your eyes in the presence of another being is a risk. It means letting your guard down completely. It means trusting that the moment you go blind, even for a second, nothing bad will happen. Your cat chose to take that risk in a boring, quiet, nothing moment, not because they had to, but because looking at you made them feel something worth closing their eyes for. And most owners miss it every single time because they weren't looking. Start looking. 5. They sleep with their back pressed against you. This is the one I told you about. The thing a cat will only do for the person they love most. And it happens so naturally, so quietly, that almost no one realizes what it means. Your cat is in bed with you or on the couch, and instead of curling up near your feet or on your chest or in their own spot, they turn around, press their back directly against your body and fall asleep. Not facing you, back to you, spine against your side, and then they're out. Most people think this is just a comfort thing, warm body, soft surface, no big deal. But what your cat just did goes against everything they are built to do.
A cat's back is their blind spot. They can't see behind them. They can't react to something coming from that direction as fast as they could from the front. In the wild, a cat who exposes their back to another animal is a cat and who has made a decision that could cost them their life. Every survival instinct your cat has says never turn your back on anything unless you are absolutely, completely certain it will not hurt you. And your cat just did that to you while falling asleep, while entering the most vulnerable state their body can be in. A study published in the Journal of Veterinary Behavior found that cats who slept in physical contact with their owners, particularly in positions where their back or spine was exposed to the owner, demonstrated the highest levels of secure attachment. This position was observed almost exclusively with the cat's primary attachment figure, and rarely with other household members. That means if your cat does this with you and not with anyone else, you're not just their favorite person, you are their person. The one they've calculated on a biological level is safe enough to give their most unprotected side to. They're not just sleeping next to you, they're trusting you with the one thing they guard from the entire world. And they're doing it unconsciously, in their sleep, without even thinking about it. Because the trust runs so deep, it doesn't need to be a decision anymore. It just is. Here's what gets me. Your cat will never explain this to you. They'll never walk up and say, "I love you so much that I'd rather press my most vulnerable side against you than face the room for danger." They'll just do it, quietly, every night, and hope that somehow, even though you don't speak the same language, you feel what they're trying to say. That warmth against your back at 2 a.m., that slight pressure you barely notice before you drift off, that's not just your cat sleeping. That's your cat saying the loudest thing they'll ever say in the quietest way possible. And they've been saying it every single night. You just didn't know how to hear it until now.